and we'll just get started. So Kelly 1965. That's just what is showing up. I'm picking on you first. This is a Team Rampagers call, like I said, and it's open to anybody. But I'm not trying to pick on you, put you on the spot, but she asked me to do a call for your team. So I'd like to know what it is that the faces of Team Rampagers are struggling with the most and how I can help motivate you, help you believe more in yourself, or whatever it is. So anyways, you go first because you're the first one in my eyesight.
Oh gosh. I don't know.
All right, here, let me ask you a question. What is your goal to reach by the end of December? Income-wise, rank-wise, or something? We'll just start from there.
I would say I just made Emerald last month, so hoping for Ruby. I need some volume on my left leg because that's where I'm struggling right now.
Well, congratulations on Emerald. That is a huge advancement. I am proud of you. So I like to celebrate success no matter what it is. Everybody moves at their own pace and everything. But I'm glad to hear that you see goals for in the future. So for Ruby, where are you at in the course of, you said, I hope to get to Ruby. Well, hoping is great, but we're going to come up with a plan. So in the course of Emerald, you hit Emerald last month. Have you signed any more coaches after reaching Emerald?
Not yet. I have one that's interested and a few new challengers that are on the home direct with Shakeology that are starting like this week. So I'm hoping once they see how much they like it, that they'll be interested in getting the discount and getting started that way. So I just sent out some more invites today, but work graveyard. So sleep all day and trying to catch up tonight and get some more going.
Right, that does make it different because by the time you can respond, everybody else, the world's sleeping. We have lots of people on the team who work second shift or graveyard or nurses.
Yeah.
So I understand that. I'm glad to hear that, number one, you are lining up who your next coach prospects are. I'm glad to hear that you're still inviting, because that's one thing that I share with everybody is so many people get to Emerald and they get stuck, or so many people hit Success Club 5 and they get stuck. And you have to have this long range vision. And there are so many people too who I've seen, and I've done this myself, that so-and-so said they were going to order here, they were going to sign up here. Well, stuff happens in their life. They doubt themselves, money issues come up, unforeseen. Like I had a coach that was supposed to sign up last month. He came home on Thanksgiving. We were supposed to touch base, that his mom had some medical bills he had to help him with. Well, the good thing is that I didn't wait around for him. I'm still here. And so that's the one thing that I cannot stress enough for teams and people that I speak to, is that you keep going. The point of this business is to help as many people as you possibly can. It's not that this person promised on the 15th, so I'm just going to sit tight because, that's what it is. So I'm glad to hear that you keep inviting. And that's one thing that I encourage anybody who's on this team call, is that you need to be making connections with people every day outside of your circle, as well as maintaining relationships, staying in contact with the people who are on your existing friends list. But when you come across people, talk to them, share publicly what you're doing, get, your people who you're working with to start talking about it. I had a contest the last 2 weeks of November where basically you got a point system. Every time you go to your or every time every time that you worked out, or anytime you posted a healthy recipe, there was a certain point value on there. And then if you posted it externally outside of the group, then you would get extra points. Well, there was the two ladies there that were if you do the color code test, which is part of what I do for our new coaches, the people that are motivated by competition. These two ladies were the ones that were just running this group. There were people in the group who were doing the stuff that could have gotten the points, but for whatever reason, they didn't update the spreadsheet, so they didn't get any points. Well, these two were just going, and they wanted those points, and they got the gift. They're posting publicly. Well, one's going to sign up as a coach sometime this weekend. The other one did not want to sign up as a coach, but she, doing this, helped her stay consistent. On top of, she's just a badass, but she stayed consistent, and she finished on Thanksgiving, and then boom, restarted round 2 on Monday. And you know what? She didn't want to become a coach, and I asked her like 3 times because she referred 6 people to me because she was sharing it publicly. So, my ideas for you is that you have this long range vision of these people, like having that vision that, I'm going to make them love Shakeology. I'm going to make them see this. And these are my future coaches. So that's great. That is one of my tips for you, is to run a little contest and to see it is, because those people who like that challenge, they make excellent coaches. Those that step outside of their comfort zone to post publicly what they're doing, those are your coaches. Those are great characteristics in coaches, and there's just people out there who don't, do not feel comfortable at the time talking about it, don't want to go outside of the group, and that's fine. Those people you just work with very closely on a private level until they get to that point. But those are things that, like, I hear what you're saying. So keep doing that, keep inviting. And the biggest thing is for yourself and anybody on this call is share your journey along the way. Not salesy posts, but about what you're doing. And this is one thing that I talked about on the Team Relentless call with Christina Tuesday night. So if you didn't get a chance to listen to it, make sure you do. Is the fact that people are going to follow you. And this was one thing that was posted by a fellow coach in the Team Relentless page today, Shelly. She was saying that, she wasn't attracting quality people into her life, even though she had a story and she believed in the products, but she was depressed and she was, in a negative mindset, not towards others, but about herself. Well, people like that, you're going to attract those people. So make sure that whatever you are putting out to the universe is exactly the type of people you want to attract, because people gravitate to that. I've dealt with, anxiety, depression. I mean, I was an inpatient at a mental health facility in August, and all I did was talk about depression, for the year before that. And you know what? Most of the coaches that I signed in that time came to me because they were like, oh my God, I have depression too. And I get you. You understand me because you talk about it. And it's like I was solidifying that it was okay. I'm not saying that depression is not okay, because if you have depression, you just can't help it. But I was just talking about this all the time. And we all just stayed in this little bubble that it was okay to stay depressed. It didn't matter. It was the winter time. It was this. It was that. Life got in the way. But you know what? Most of those coaches aren't around. Most of those coaches didn't do anything because I was basically solidifying that, it's cool to be depressed. Let's just all sit here and have a depressed party together. Once I said, I'm going to do something about this, and I started sharing with everybody what I was doing, how I was doing it, then they started seeing the amazing results in my relationships, in my actions, in my choices, in my weight loss, in my physical transformation. Then more and more people got on board. I hit Success Club 30 this last month because of what I was doing. So make sure that what you're doing is exuding the type of quality people you want to attract. Because if you are putting out there any negativity, any depression, any, I keep falling off the wagon, no, that's what you're going to do. And, Stephanie was on the call. We've talked about this, that, I was like, hey, we're the party team. It's cool. I hate to work out. I like to work out on the weekends. I'm kind of up and down. It's cool. You can do the same thing. Well, you know what? Nobody was finishing their programs. Everybody was drinking their Shakeology hit and miss, and nobody was having great results because nobody was doing anything. Once I said, Mindy, get your ass in gear, finish a program, be consistent. Then people on the team started doing it and they are kicking ass. Then people were watching me. And then in November, I have never had a challenge group that people stayed that engaged for a whole month and finished a program. I mean, tons of people finished a program, which I was like, oh, what a concept. And then they restarted a second round throughout the holidays. So just make sure that all of you on this call realize that what you're putting out there is what you're doing. And the biggest thing too, as coaches, as you bring in the coaches, what you do is what your team's going to follow. If you have coaches saying, I'm not, hitting Success Club, I'm not, I'm struggling here and there, but you're not reading personal development, you're not posting in your team page or in your challenge group, if you're not working out consistently and making it evident to your challengers, to your coaches, then you're basically saying it's okay. And that's what I was doing. I was saying it's okay. And that's what Christina said, last night, that she was telling her challengers, it's okay if you slip up, it's fine, because she was slipping up. So, the biggest thing is to be who you want to be and influence other people to be that, because when you get this pack of people all doing the same thing, it makes it where you don't want to screw up and you don't want to ruin that, good run of success that you have. And the same thing goes with coaching, is that, I've been getting on every call that I can, the National Wake Up Call. And I understand that I don't know where you are. I don't know if you're in Northern California too, but I know that it is very tough for my Northern California coaches. and Oregon and Washington coaches to get on the team calls that I have on Tuesday night, because it's 6:30. It's right when people are getting home or with their, families, eating dinner. But the thing is, make sure that you're getting on the call and listening to it and sharing your takeaways with your team. Make sure that too, I understand that 8:00 a.m. is when people are going to work or they're driving their kids to school. Getting on the national wake up call isn't something that always happens. When I worked full time, I barely could ever get on the national wake up call, but I always listened to it. And there's a will, there's a way. Like Stephanie, where at her job, she's able to listen to it with her earbuds. So the thing is, make sure you're using your time wisely. But the thing is, the actions that you do are going to be what sets in stone that you have a successful team. Because the thing is, you get on the calls all the time, and you have those two coaches. If those two coaches right now do that, they're going to see what it's like to be part of Heather and your team. They're going to see what it's like to be part of Team Relentless. They're going to see what it's like to be part of Team Beachbody, and they're going to stay in it with the game, because they're not in it just for Shakeology, just for the workout program. They're in it for the motivation, for the bonding, the family, and this is the biggest reason, honestly, people stay with teams and people stay with Team Beachbody is because they want to be part of something. Because you can go out and you can get fit. I will say that we have the top-notch, world-class, the best ever fitness programs. But I'm saying people can find fitness elsewhere. There's plenty of bodybuilders that eat just fine and build muscle and stay lean without Shakeology. I mean, I'm all for Shakeology, but the thing is, people stay with us because we have this bond and it's somewhere to belong to, and we're good about recognizing people and believing in people. So make sure that you're creating this culture, and that, I hear people say all the time, oh, I only have 1 or 2 coaches, and you know what? That's when you can start that culture right away. I didn't learn that until I was like a month or a year and a half in as a coach. And then I taught Melissa Galway that way. And that's why her team has exploded, because she's taught Heather that, and Katrina that, and Leslie, and all these people. And that's why people are still around. So I want to tell everybody is that when you're starting off, it's a perfect opportunity to build this culture. So I hope that helps you. But my challenge to you is to set a goal to hit Success Club no later than the 10th of the month for new coaches. For seasoned coaches, the 5th of the month. That way you're not scrambling at the end. That means that you're making sure that you're sending out your invites. You're working on building relationships with people consistently every day. Because if you do that every day for 3 months, yeah, the person that you built a new relationship with or met yesterday may not come around, but the people from 3 months ago will come around. And it's just over time, you have this list that keeps building and keep building. If you're consistent, showing your journey and why you're here, this is what is going to build your momentum. This is what's going to do it. And like I said, just remember, people have this thing in their head that they don't realize how much they can influence people. They do all the time. I mean, I'm looking at Brandon. He signed his cousin after, she signed up, like the day she signed up, she got on the call. She has not missed one single call. But you know what? Brandon never misses a call. Even if he has to call in on a Zoom call and listen with his earbuds, and all you do is see his little phone picture and his number on there, he's always there. He always shows up. And that's why she's doing it. That's why Michelle signed her first coach, has another customer. These are the things that people think are insignificant, but they are super, super important. I can't stress that enough. Any questions? I know that was a lot. I get like really fired up. I thought Heather's like, I know you would do this. Any other question that you had or concern? I think you're muted. Hold on.
I don't think so. Thank you.
All right. Who else was on? Who else? Which other coach? There was another one, but I think she went away. Oh, Samantha. Does Samantha have anything? I could see Samantha's face in the beginning. Did anybody else who's on this call have any questions or concerns that I can help them with? Because the biggest thing is we want to end this year strong. Nothing?
I finally got on the call. Hi. Sorry, I don't know what happened. I had to like re-download my Zoom thing. Something happened. And so thanks for just taking over. And that was so awesome. I love hearing you talk, and it's so motivating and so inspiring. And I feel like every single thing you say, a lot of people know, but you just have to implement it and do it every single day. And just like the Diesel Nation call, like you said the other day that Christina did, it's like, I think it's such huge things about finishing a program and getting your challengers to finish a program and to complete it and post about it, because people do 21-day fix or programs all the time. And even as coaches, if you're not showing day 1 and day 21 to people, then people don't know that you've finished it or that you're done and you got your 3-week results, So if you're not posting about that, you have to. And the same with the team calls, and everything you said is so right on and on point. And I'm so happy that I just feel like you just really can really get it through to people so good. So I'm so happy that you could take your time out of your night to talk to my team and your team. And I hope that everybody can take away as much from what you say as I do, because I always love your calls. And I think that it's super, super important to get on the national wake up calls, like you said, even throughout the week. Like, I rarely even make them on Monday morning, but I always try to listen to them on Monday because I feel like it pumps me up for my whole week, So even if I don't listen to it at 8 a.m. on Monday, then as I'm driving around town doing errands or whatever I'm doing, I make sure I listen to it on Monday, because they're like, it's Monday. And it's like, it really motivates you for the week, and doing this.
It's Monday.
Yeah. And it's like, if you listen to it on Friday, you're like, well, no, it's not. So it just doesn't have quite the impact if you listen to it on a different day.
The thing is, I want to say one, other thing is that you leave a trail, because the thing is, I hear some people say, well, I want to have results and then I can share with people. Well, you know what? I've seen when people do this, people are like, did they really do that? Because it's so unbelievable to the average mind that you can get results like this. Because people laugh at home workouts. I posted today about how I had done everything. So this was my last ditch effort. If this didn't work, I'm getting a tummy tuck, or I'm just going to say, screw it and just live with this body that I hate. And it was my last ditch effort, and I started sharing day by day what we're doing, so people were getting more interested. And then I became a coach after that. Then people were like, oh, okay. But I've seen people who were so scared, but then once they had that before and after picture, they're like, yay. But then people are like, did she really do that? Because I had a friend that was got into bodybuilding. And people were coming to me because they knew her friends. Did she just go get a tummy tuck? Because she didn't talk about it. She wasn't a coach, but she didn't talk about it. So the thing is, people want to see the struggle. They want to see the process. They don't really honestly care about the abs at the end or the weight loss. Yes, that it does catch their attention, but they want to see you go through it to see if because they're judging if they can do it. And if you just share that, then oh well, because you see people all the time. Ta-da! Here's my transformation. Oh, that's great. And then they start asking you a lot of questions. Then they're just going off of what you said. But people learn by watching, and you are so influential. I've done it. I've tested it on Facebook, not on purpose, but I've been like, what do you guys think about, such and such product? And then people, everybody gives their opinions back and forth. And then basically they can sway your opinion can be swayed, or you can sway another person's opinion just by talking, because people go off of word of mouth. Well, they want to see you in action, and then people are going to discuss it. And so the thing is, it's very important to be open about it. And, people always say, oh God, do I have to post bikini pictures or, almost bare ass pictures, because I had pictures taken when I did PIO from corporate. No, you do whatever you're comfortable with. I told a customer the other day, you don't have to take a picture in a sports bra and tiny shorts. You don't have to take a picture in a bikini. You can take a picture in, form-fitting shorts and a form-fitting tank top, but have something that shows your progress. Because when you just say, ta-da, here I am, 21 days, when people are like, well, okay, that's great. But if it's not a picture where you actually have a fairly plain background, and, you're looking at the camera, and that's why I always tell people too, don't take selfie pictures to use as your before and after if you can avoid it, because when you turn it in, it just looks more professional, because you can actually line your pictures up right where you see how, you've got the V cut, or that your arms are more toned. That's why I always try to stand in the same position over and over and over and over again. It's because people look at that stuff, and trust me, people are watching you. That's all I have to say.
Right. I totally agree. And same with about the before and after pictures. And if you're not posting I mean, and I know like I used to hate doing like a sweaty selfie in the beginning when I first started coaching, but now I feel like if people see you sweating and they see you like working your ass off in these programs, they see that it's not easy and they see you like sweating and working and doing it and they're seeing what you're doing instead of just seeing the before and after pictures. Like anybody can see that on the infomercial or anybody can see that on the website or on Google or whatever, you know, and that's the reason that there's coaches instead of just ordering off the TV or the 800 number or Amazon or whatever, right, is because they can see you doing this journey every day and not just seeing some picture somewhere and then being like, oh, you know, they got great results. Maybe I should order that thing. Like they're not going to do that. So
people want that abs, they want that 60-pound weight loss, they want all of that shit, but they don't relate to it because they don't have that. They relate to you, you know, looking sweaty and like a hot mess and, you know, 40 pounds overweight and, you know, jiggly rolls. I mean, that's what people get. And that's why I posted pictures of, you know, whenever I finally decided to just get my shit together in September, I was 156 pounds. I've never weighed that much, ever, not pregnant. And it was not embarrassing, but I was ashamed of how I let myself go, especially as an elite coach. But I was like, you know, I have to do this for accountability. And people watch me now where people are like, you know, Shelly said in her video today, I don't have a perfect body like Mindy. I don't have a perfect body. But, you know, people have watched me have a really horrible body at the end of August, and then whenever I started in September to now, somebody's actually saying that I have a perfect body. I don't have a perfect body, but I'm just saying I've stayed consistent and people have seen that. So the thing is, yeah, people may be like, oh, Mindy has a perfect body. Oh, you know, she has abs finally, but they could relate to where I started and then they can be happy for me as they see it unfold, where it is turning into where they want to be. And I showed the process that like, hey, in 12 weeks, look, I have abs. I mean, it can be you. You just have to work for it. And I never sugarcoat things saying that it's easy. I had a coach that signed on to me that was a complete stranger who found me on YouTube, watched all my videos, and she's like, I like what it was. You never made it sound like it was easy. You were like, hey, it's going to be freaking hard. You feel like you're going to die, but it's going to be worth it. And she was like, all these other coaches were out there saying, oh, you know, their makeup was done and they look so beautiful and they made it sound like, oh, it's so easy. Because when you get your box of shit, it's not that easy. Not everybody loves Shakeology right away. So if you play this little pretty picture and it's not pretty, because it's not, I don't know anybody who you're lying if it was pretty. But, you know, then they're disappointed in themselves because you've created this ideal in their head that it's going to be so easy and you're going to get great results and you're going to have abs at the end. And then when they're like panning and they just look like a dead elephant on the ground after 10 minutes of 21-day fixed cardio, they're like, what the hell? This isn't what they said. So at least I'm honest. You know, it's brutal honesty, but people need that because if not, you are literally setting them up for failure. And literally we're most of the time their last ditch effort. So make sure that you realize that perfection is really not where you want to be as a coach. You don't also want to be like on the call today what Christina was saying, oh, I fell off track. Oh, I'm back for 2 days, fell off track, back on for 2 days. You know, there has to be some consistency.
Right. I totally see that too. Cause like she said the other day on the call, that call was super good too. But like nobody wants to join someone who's always off track. So it's great, I think, to share your story and to say that you've fallen off track and that you're getting back on is the key point. Because you don't want to be like, oh, it's the holidays, oh, I overate, and then you're just like always like, and then it's Christmas, oh, I overate, or whatever, you know, just constantly being off track. And then, but I think, like you said, I mean, that's insane that you got to Success Club 30 last month. So congrats on that. That is like crazy. Like, I feel like probably last month was one of my harder months, but that is super crazy. So good job, dude. But it's because of everything that you're doing and sharing your story and doing things every day and sharing your workouts every day. And I need to get better at sharing my workouts even every day because I don't even do that every day. I feel like I'm lucky to get it in really quick.
You know, maybe then my suggestion for you, Heather, then is that, you know, I don't know. I thought you were crazy when you said you wanted another baby. I thought you were even crazier when you told me you were pregnant. I think you're just absolutely the bomb, the stuff that you're still doing.
Don't you have 3?
No, mine were like spread way apart. Like literally, I was like, I see your post and I'm like, damn woman, I'm like, I could never do that. Like, so my suggestion is, doing clips of you doing autumn's, maternity ones or the postpartum ones that are more low key, because that's going to be, you're restarting your business now. And now all of a sudden, you have this whole audience of not only toddler, mothers of toddlers, but new moms and moms of multiples. So you're expanding your audience. And so the biggest thing is sharing that, because that's going to give you new people, because more people are in the season of pregnancy or just having babies, as time goes on. But, do clips of that. You have 10-minute trainer through Beachbody On Demand. You can get through 10 minutes, and share that. And the fact that you look absolutely amazing for having a small child getting pregnant, pretty much right away. And this is why. And so, it's whatever your story, it may not be perfect. That's why I was telling her, nobody's story. I tell Stephanie this. I always hate to pick on Stephanie, but we're really close and she lives here, so we talk a lot. But she's like, I have a hard time telling my story. Your story is your story. Like, this is your story. You can't get it wrong because it's your story. You know your story better than anybody, and your story is going to keep changing. So even I don't know Stephanie's story perfectly because it's going to keep changing as your journey goes on. The biggest thing is just consistency. I've just been consistently sharing everything that I do, and I share it so openly. So people, it's like there's no guesswork. That like, okay, well, Mindy did this, and every morning she does this, and it's a system, and it's duplicatable, and it's like it's actually working, and it's working for my coaches who are doing the same thing I'm doing. They wouldn't be doing it if I wasn't sharing every day what I do. And it's like I said, we can influence. Even no matter how screwed up you are at the time, I was really screwed up. But you know what? Like I was saying, there's that brotherhood, that sisterhood, that family feel here that, even when I was a shitty coach, just pretty much checked out. I didn't check my coach online office. I didn't know when Misty Hord went diamond. Melissa was running the team, and, everybody else was running the team. But you know what? They still stuck it in. And they didn't abandon me because I hadn't abandoned them, and they stuck in no matter what. And they helped me pull through. And so, and then even though I was a mess, they still followed me. I mean, and obviously we've all been successful, but the thing is, you have an influence. And so many people say, like, I'm not a leader. If you have signed one customer or one coach, hey, you are a leader. And that is the thing, is to not second guess yourself. You have an influence. You may not be able to influence the world. You may not even be able to influence your spouse. That is harder than getting a challenger. I'm going to tell you that. But you are a leader, and you are influential. And, the biggest thing is that you just consistently do it over and 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 over again. I prove to people that, like, I can come back from the dead, I can have a following still, and that I can get great results, and that I'm still 100% loyal to Beachbody, even through the ups and the downs and the ups and the downs. And I had a big epiphany. I'll end what I have to say with this. And I had a big epiphany was the other day. Melissa Bartow said, because we're doing a diet bet thing, she's like, are you doing 3-day refresh, at the beginning of this month, like, you always do? And then I was like, no. And I didn't think anything of it. And then Kim Elias, who's in my current challenge group, she did it, and she said something, I can't remember what it was, but it dawned on me that I've been so consistent that since 3-day refresh came out in June of 2014, we partied hard the whole time at Summit, because I had just finished the PYO test group. We partied the whole entire time. We came back fat and chubby. Ryan lost 11 pounds, and I lost whatever. I don't remember how much it was. Well, then every month I've done 3-day refresh since, and I've completed like 16 rounds of 3-day refresh. Why? Because I kept getting off track, and I would make that announcement every month. Well, I've been gorging myself. Here's my, I laugh, but I have more before pictures than after pictures. Here I go, another round of 3-day refresh. Well, I was using that as like a way to just eat like shit, do whatever, be inconsistent. Well, now that I've been consistent, I don't need the 3-day refresh. I've been eating great. I don't need to clean out any crap from my body. My weight is going down. I'm doing great. And so then that just really solidified that I am being consistent. And that's why people are watching me. That because people give up on themselves all the time. People have tried so many things that have failed over and over and over and over again. The last thing they want is somebody leading them that keeps going up and down failing, because that's their own problem. They want somebody who's going to lead them and consistently be consistent in whatever it is. So that was proof in the pudding that this is why I've been successful, is because I've been consistent at being consistent, So I leave you guys with that thought. If any of you have any questions for me or concerns, I am back. I'm 100% available to you guys. Sorry for all the absence when I was dealing with lots of shit, but I'm back. I'm better than ever. So I'm always here to help any of you guys. I believe in you. I know you can do it. Finish this year strong so that you are set up for success, because January through June are the biggest months for Beachbody coaches. We have the cafe latte or whatever, Shakeology coming out, Hardcore 22, or Hard Corpse, I always say it wrong, coming out. It's going to drive your business. Do you do a new coach call for discount coaches or wait until they're interested in business? Brandon and Michelle and I were just on a call before I got on y'all's call. I treat every coach the same way. I send them the same exact email. I mean, I formulate it to them because, you know, some people are military, some people are really close friends, some people I've never met, but I send them the same information, the same step by step of what to do and what to expect, and I'll actually copy and paste it and put it in the event invite for you to use. But I do that, and I give the same opportunity to everybody. I send them a welcome email. I ask them for a getting started right call. I tell them when the team calls are, which are Tuesday nights. I add them to the group. I do a pretty collage for them, introducing them to the group, and I ask them if I can do it publicly. That way it gets people, you know, it breaks the ice for them, telling the public that they're a coach. And then I really try to get the rest of the team to really get involved. And that's why if you're in Team Relentless, please welcome these new coaches on. Send them a friend request. Don't make them feel like they're not part of it, because that's one thing that I hate is when we announce new coaches and nobody says anything. Because to me, it's like you bring a friend, like, come on, I can have a +1 at this party. It's cocktail party. You're going, hey, everybody, how you doing? How you doing? And you leave your guests standing at the door by themselves to figure out shit. You know, that's the way it is. But I welcome them in. I tag some other coaches. I hope that all the leaders will welcome them, friend request them, answer their questions, and really get them going. So, like, the thing is, you never know where people are going to go. I've had people say, I'm going to be your, like, rock star. They don't do shit. Then I've had people say, don't tag me anything, don't tell me anything, and then I send them stuff, and the next thing you know, they've done the Coach Training Academy and they're posting pictures and telling everyone about it. And most diamond coaches started off as customers. A lot of discount coaches, you know, end up as if you treat them like with discount coaches, I give them the same opportunity, like I said, but I work with them, you know, like a customer, you know, like checking up on them, seeing how they're doing, applauding them. Like Brandon, you know, he said in the beginning, I just want to be a discount coach, and we talked all the time, and every time I was like, how are you with your program? Did you finish? Can I honor you with your pictures? And I would always, you know, promote that. Well, then, you know, he ended up coming to Summit, met other coaches, you know, got a spark ignited, and then he has been like balls to the wall as a coach. And he's like, I mean, he is somebody that, because we did stay in contact, he's finished like, how many we count today? Like 8 programs, and like, I don't even know how many 3-year refreshes he's done. But the thing is, look where he's at now. Everybody moves at their own pace, and everybody has things that they're going on there. They're, you know, like I'll pick on Stephanie again. She always says, I moved at Turtle's pace. No, you moved at your pace that you were ready to take on. You know, Shelly shared that, you know, she had left coaching. She didn't have a really good sponsor. She took 6 months off. Me and her have been working privately, just on a personal level with her friend. She's come a long way. She decided to sign back up as a coach. She's totally different now. So the thing is, you just got to keep checking in with people, because you never know what's going on in the background that might be holding them up. And as you help them, you know, build a love for Shakeology and get their results, other people start noticing. Like Brandon has had amazing results. If you look at the 2-year span that we've known one another through Facebook, he's all these programs, he looks phenomenal, and people, he would always post about it, and people would always be like, man, you know, you really inspire me. And the thing is, people are watching, and whenever people feel ready to take on that coaching, you want to be there to help them. And, you know, it's really whenever they feel the most confident about sharing it. So I hope that answered your question. Yeah. All right. Well, my thing's going to end. I used to pay for like the expensive one, but it never did any good because it dies at 45 minutes. So we have 4 minutes. It was nice talking to you guys. I can't wait to hear, you know, great reports. Thank you to my Team Relentless people that got on too, especially Brandon. We've been on 3 Zoom calls back to back together, but keep popping up, and there he is. So anyways, I love you guys. I hope you had a great payday today. Thursdays are awesome for us coaches. So anyways, have a great night. And
thanks, Mindy. That was awesome.
All right. I'll upload this to my YouTube, and then also post that welcome email in the invite for you guys.
Okay, perfect.
All right. See ya.
Bye.